everyone, Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build with the Sims 4 Island Living, and today we're going to go ahead and create this off-the-grid village. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it will be up in the gallery in a few days when the pack comes out on June the 21st. So we'll come back here and leave a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download it that way. If not, you can go ahead and search from Origin ID, which is Real Thomas TV1. And just before we go any further, I just want to say a quick thank you to the Game Changer Network and EA for providing me with an early access copy of The Sims 4 Island Living to go ahead and show you in today's video. So, the off-the-grid village, this is kind of like, I mean, I was kind of thinking after I did it, maybe I shouldn't call it a village because it is actually only 2 homes, which, you know, maybe a village doesn't really, just isn't the right word for it, but, you know, I'll leave it up to you if you want to kind of refer to it as something else. But, you know, multiple families could still live here. And there is space to add like a third home because, as you maybe see from the thumbnail in like the bottom left, there's actually a shed there. So, you know, if you kind of rearrange things a little bit, you could actually fit another home in. So if you want to do that, then that's fine. So the off-the-grid, it does actually have the off-the-grid trait. Now I did actually have a few issues with it though. I did have a few problems actually trying to find lights to work with the trait. So there's only kind of certain things you can use because, you know, certain things need power to work it. So you can't use everything that you normally would. So for example, a few of the kitchen appliances, there's only like specific ones you can use, and the same with kind of bathroom items as well. So I did actually have a bit of trouble with ceiling lights. Now, not even just ceiling lights, even a few candles, like there is like wall lights, like there's something from, yeah, like a little one from Cats and Dogs, which you can clearly see is a candle inside, but it still says that it can't work on the lot because of it needs power. So, you know, I actually placed down the lights and everything, and then when I came back into kind of, you know, live mode, all the lights were off as if like you hadn't paid your bills. It just looked like that. So, you know, even I used ceiling lights which had candles in them, those didn't work either. So, you know, I feel like this is maybe like a glitch or something that's going to be updated. So what I actually did is that I left those lights in. So when you go into game, it may look a little bit dark, but I did go ahead and add a few things in that do actually work. So for example, there are a few candles from vampires and also Dine Out, which I use, which work. So you may have to play around with things a little bit to make it a bit lighter, but if you do have reshade on, I didn't notice it was that bad. So if you have reshade, it may not be a problem, but if you want to work around things and, you know, play around with a few other things, then feel free to do that. I did try to look through most of the lights in game to try and find ones that would work, but it was literally just taking too long. I couldn't find anything. So, you know, the houses inside do look a little bit dark, but no, feel free to go ahead and rearrange things if you want to. So the layout that I kind of did was the 2 houses. One of them is at the kind of back of the lot, which actually looks out onto the ocean, and they have their own kind of back porch area as well. There's also there's also this second house here, which is actually at the front of the lot, so maybe that's the first one. There's also the shed, which has a few kind of, you know, woodworking things and just some random activities in there. And then kind of just generally in the lot, next to kind of the shore, I did go ahead and put a few sunbeds on. Now, I mean, off the grid, I'm thinking maybe more natural materials and stuff like that the people used here, that, you know, that live here. So I did go ahead and use the base game ones, which I thought looked, you know, a little bit more basic, like it didn't have any cushions on it and stuff, so I went ahead and used those. I believe I put a beach towel. No, I didn't put a beach towel. I used the new barbecue, like that new fire pit barbecue. I used that. There's also a few washing lines around, like outside both the houses, well, those little washing tub things as well from Laundry Day. I did go ahead and make 2 of those little things that you just saw there with the fence around them, like little gardening areas, so there's 2 of those as well, and just a few, you know, other general things, including some landscaping as well around the place. So I think it, you know, it filled up the space nicely. I could have done this on the 50 by 50 lot, but I thought it was a little bit too big for what I had in mind, so I just did it on the 40 by 30 with 2 homes. So if you want to change things around, like I said earlier, feel free to do that. And yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned, but this build is actually on the 40 by 30 lot that's in the natural island. I forgot what the name is called of it, but it's the neighborhood that's in the top of Sony. That's where this one's placed, and it's actually totally deserted on this island. There's no kind of other lots around it. Now, I did notice when I moved my sim in here to take the screenshots of this build, a sim did appear for the welcome wagon, which I don't know how they did that, but, you know, maybe that was something that they didn't think of, but it doesn't really matter, actually. So this is the island where the volcano is as well. It's not the lot where the volcano is, you have to go somewhere else to see that in the other lot that's there, but it is on the same island. So now we're just going around putting a few kind of general activities around, and also some of the outdoor things, just going around doing that. And this build didn't take me that long to do, it was definitely less than an hour. I think it was around like the 40 to 50 minute mark, which is no time at all really. And I also noticed, and I didn't mention this in my past video, which was the luxury Sony mansion build, which should have been my last video that I just uploaded. In that build, I actually noticed that it didn't take me that long compared to some other mansion builds. Now, I mean, in general, builds don't take me that long really, but you know, even less than with this pack. And I think it's because I noticed that, you know, on those water lots, a lot of the kind of space is taken up by water, so it means that you're not doing as much landscaping and as much as the other things you would do on a normal lot, which I think meant that it took much less time to do it. So I was actually very stressed before I got my pack, thinking that I was going to have barely any time to get my videos done, but actually I'm very ahead of schedule at the minute, which is I'm very pleased about, because I was thinking I was going to be very stressed, but actually it's been kind of pleasant being able to just build without having like a time restraint on me, because you know the videos go up in a few hours time. My first video hasn't gone up as I'm doing this voiceover, by the way. And I was thinking, oh my god, today I'm just going to be so stressed, I'm going to have a headache all day, but because the builds haven't actually took me that long, because of that water lot I think it is, I'm kind of a little bit ahead of schedule, which is nice. So we're just working on one of the interiors of the homes here. Now this is the build that, well, both the homes actually have the same stoves and fridges in, because I knew that those ones worked, and I actually paired it with some laundry day items. Now like I was saying earlier, I did go ahead and put the wash tub and washing line outside, but there are a few other things from laundry day that work really well with this kind of theme of being off the grid. So for example, you can see there in the kitchen, I did go ahead and use one of the sinks from the pack, and also use it in this bathroom here too. You can also see that we're using the new shower that came with this pack as well, which is really nice. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't actually get a new toilet with the pack, because it would have been nice to have a new set, because I know like a lot of people do complain about other packs, how we get so many bathroom sets but not kitchen sets. So I feel like they could have at least, you know, completed the collection of the the bathroom items if they were going to go ahead and put them in, but I still managed to make it work with other ones. I kind of, you know, just had to pair them to make a theme. Now actually saying that, a lot of the items in this build are kind of very mix and matchy, that don't always work that well. For example, in the bathrooms are very kind of all over the place in terms of items, which I don't think is a bad thing. You know, there's two reasons why I did that. Firstly is because I did have a lot of trouble trying to find items that actually work with the off-the-grid trade, and second of all, I also think it works well with kind of just a general theme, because it's on a deserted island, and I kind of feel like the people that live here have just, like I mentioned earlier at the start, that they kind of just found materials and put them together to make the things that they have. So you know, there are a few nicer things which may not go well with that theme, but you know, a lot of the things are, so I think that kind of works well. So we're now working on the second house, and as you can see, this one has the porch on the back, so I do go ahead and put a few things on there, and I also went ahead and put one of the barbecues. It's the one from Jungle Adventure, like the barbecue drum. I went ahead and put that there. I was struggling to find which one I should actually use, but that one kind of fits well with the off-the-grid theme, I thought. And then we've also got that little shed there as well, which I just went ahead and put a few things in. I feel like maybe, you know, it's like a shared area between the houses. And I'm actually not too sure what type of family or families would actually live here. If you have an idea for the storyline behind this, then, you know, maybe kind of let me know, because that would actually be kind of nice to kind of develop the story in the comment section. So any ideas, and feel free to leave them down below. One that just came to mind is that maybe it was like a shipwreck or something, and then the people have kind of found this island and they kind of made their new lives here or something. I don't know, that's maybe a little bit unrealistic, but it's kind of giving me kind of Castaway vibes from that. So we're just working on the porch of this house here. It is actually fairly large actually, so it's got lots of stuff on it. Like I said, that barbecue, a few outdoor seating areas there. I was trying to find some general activities to put down. I was going to put a yoga mat there, but it wasn't really the space for it. And I think I went ahead and put a bonsai tree there as well. Just, I know it's kind of random, but I was just trying to find other things to do to kind of keep these Sims occupied, since they don't have any TVs or anything. And also as well, I did try to pay attention to what packs I was using today. So I didn't use that many. I can't think off the top of my head what they are, but if you go on the gallery, like I said, it'll be up on the 21st. You will notice that there's much less packs used than a normal speed build. So hopefully that's, you know, good for that. Now, I did actually just realise that I forgot to take a bird's eye view of this house. Now, I normally do that and I literally just said in my last video that I was going to start doing those from now on, and the second building, I forgot to do it already. So actually, you know what, I might actually go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to go back in game and take that. So forget what I just said. You will see those bird's eye views of the blot at the end of the screenshots, and that which we are onto now. So I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for other island living builds you want to see next, that'd be really helpful to hear. Don't forget, I do have a lot of videos coming up with island living, both ones that have passed, which I think there's one build up already, and they'll also be coming up later this week as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.